best bets, ladder challenge, all kinds of stuff here on PuckTime on WagerTalk TV. Andrew, Carmine, and Buster here to talk some NHL on this Wednesday night. Carmine, good morning to you. How are you? And what games are we breaking down today that you selected for us?
Good morning, Andrew, and good morning, Pucksters. Looking forward to it. We got a good slate of games tonight. We're going to talk about the Winnipeg Jets and the Detroit Red Wings right off the top. Then we're going to do Tampa in Colorado. Peculiar line there, but we'll discuss that one as well too. Andrew's going to give us some more prop winners so we can line our pockets. Then we're going to finish it off with the Hughes family reunion in Vancouver, New Jersey and Vancouver, and the ladder challenge returns. Step one. I'm going to surprise you guys with this game because just writing the name down disgusted me. Then we're going to end it off with the best bet segment. And joining us, our regular guest, straight from his avocado farm in Mexico, Don Buster. Don, Winnipeg Jets, Detroit Red Wings. The line here right now, the Jets favored 145 in Detroit, plus 125. Alex line confirmed for Detroit. No confirmation yet, but it's expected it'll be Hellebuck for the Jets. Total sitting here at 6.5, shaded to the under. How you bet in this one?
Okay, I had 6, so they must have went up this morning. But the Jets finally lost the game, I guess, right? They were 8-0 going into the last game, lost their last game. And now the thing is with the Jets, they've been handling Detroit pretty well. They've won 7 of their last 10 against Detroit, and they also have won 3 games in a row. Problem for me to bet the Jets here is what you said from the beginning, Carmine. 145. That just seems a little high to me. I don't know. Just seems high. I know Detroit, to me, they actually could be a live dog here, as I believe you'll start seeing the Jets regress. I mean, when you win 8 games in a row of the NHL, you usually do start regressing for a few games. But the problem is the way the Jets have handled Detroit over the years. They've won the last 3 games against them. I'm going to have to pass on the side in this one. But what we do like here is the over. Now I had it at over 6, over 6.5. Yeah, it's over 6 on the screen there. So I believe that's what it is. And when we all think about the Jets, we think of an under team, right? That's just the way they play with Hellebuck and net and everything. But the total in their last 6 games have gone over 5 times. Detroit, they've gone over 4 times in their last 6 games. And when these 2 teams get together in their last 4 games, 3 of them have gone over the total. So, and there's one more reason I kind of like this game over tonight too. The Jets are the #1 power play in the NHL. Detroit, they're number 31 on the penalty kill. Now, that might tell you, oh, maybe that's why they're already up to 145, because Winnipeg, they have a lot of dominance over Detroit. Their power play could score some goals. But again, the price will keep us off Winnipeg. And truthfully, my gut tells me that this is going to be a really good game. Guys that bet ties in this league, there might be a tie. I'm not sure. It just tells me that this is going to be a really closer game than maybe what some of the stats tell you. But I've been doing this a long, long time, and I don't bet with my gut. I bet with facts, and the facts tells me to bet this over 6.
Yeah, I threw you a curveball there, Buster. I'm sorry. When I wrote down
that's all right, Carmine.
I wrote down the right money lines, but then the Islander Columbus game popped up at the top of our live lines, and the total there was 6.5. That's where I got that number. But Andrew, before I go to you, this isn't a statistical opinion. This is a situational opinion. I was talking to one of my clients a little earlier this morning about it. And this is something that the president and I talked about yesterday, is sometimes a team off a big win streak, when they lose their first game, you want to bet them the second game, which in this case would make Detroit a live dog. taking that line of thinking. And conversely, a team that starts or has a long losing streak that wins a game, you want to jump on in the second game. Case in point, the San Jose Sharks. They beat Utah, a game that they scored, 3 goals in 90 seconds. It still pains me to have to talk about that game, so I'm not going to discuss that. But what do? They follow it up with a win yesterday against the LA Kings, back-to-back wins. And they were a good price last night as well, too. So if you took the Kings, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. But 2 wins in a row for the Sharks off of that long losing streak. Will it be 2 losses in a row for the Winnipeg Jets? Not a statistical thing. It's more of a situational thing. I'm taking the Detroit Red Wings in this one, plus 125. And I'm not lying. He's in net, Andrew. So give me your thoughts on this game and then queue up the next.
Yeah, Carm, guys, I'll be honest. I don't love something on this game by any means, but it's really an interesting one because, you go from, what feels like a few days ago, where this Winnipeg thing was the best thing since sliced bread. And then after they lose a game to the Maple Leafs, who, as much as it pains me to say it, when they're focused and they're actually locked in, they are a great hockey team. They take down the Jets. And the thing is, my mindset was the same as yours, Carm. A lot of times, though, I always say a streak isn't broken until it happens twice. A player prop, where the guy, if he's on a huge streak with his shots on goal and he loses once, you go right back to him again. And, of course, this Winnipeg Jets team will not be happy. They lost to the Leafs. They did not look very good. They fought back late in the game, but that wasn't really enough for them. But to your point, this Detroit Red Wings team, I believe, are better than how they've been playing. And I think that we've sort of seen signs of it over their last 2 games. I think they're a live dog in this one tonight. I understand the defensive play is great. The penalty killing is great for Winnipeg. They have one of the best goalies in the league, if not the best. Obviously, he has those Vezina Trophy wins in his back pocket. But, yeah, I think this is a live dog here tonight. So, for me, I'm right there with you. Lock in the Detroit Red Wings as a dog that I'm liking here tonight. And, I think that this is one of those ones where I would do a half unit on the team total over 2.5, half unit on the money line at that nice plus price. I think at worst we go 1-1, and I think the very best case scenario we go 2-0 into this situation. So we're starting things off with a live dog, Detroit Red Wings, to get the job done, and Buster is taking a look at the over in this game, looking for some goals. And that's really the thing about this Winnipeg team right now here, guys, is that as it stands right now, they're scoring goals. It's not just they're relying on Hellebuck. It's not just like they're relying on some of these guys to play defensively. They are looking like a good team all around. But I think Detroit will be a good team as well tonight, and hopefully they can get the job done. I'm seeing a message coming in from Carm. Carm, we good to move on to the next game? All right. Next game.
Yeah,
let's get into it. We'll keep it going. All right. Tampa Bay and Colorado. This one's interesting, guys. This one is interesting because, you had Colorado with the for lack of better words, the shitty start they had to the season. All right. I can't think of a better word to use, honestly. They were horrible. They did not look good. And then Carmine pointed out a few days before it was going to start that they were pretty much going to play a lot of weak teams, especially in the Western Conference, that could potentially get them back on track. And that's exactly what they did. They played weak teams, and they were able to get back on track in that way. And when I take a look at this team, I wonder, is there going to be a false sense of satisfaction, a false sense of, hey, this team is playing good hockey now, despite the fact that they were playing some easier teams. Of course, there were some decent challenges mixed in there, but for the most part, they haven't played an elite team like this in a little while now. So for me, I actually like the Tampa Bay Lightning on the highway in this one. Coming off a really emotional game against the Nashville Predators, of course, with the whole Steven Stamkos situation there. But I actually lean towards Tampa. I think Colorado's been on a great streak. But I also think if people are jumping on Colorado right now, you might have missed the boat a little bit, as much as I do enjoy cheering for this Colorado team. because of Nathan McKinnon. Big fan of him. But small lean for me on the road team in this one with Tampa Bay. Buster, are we on the same page or different pages here in this game?
Well, Andrew, yes, we are on a different page here. I'm actually shocked that this line's so low for Colorado, 115. I like Colorado here. I like them to bounce back. After, like you said, they'd won 5 in a row. They kind of almost don't even show up against Chicago the other night. They lose 5-2. But the 5 of the 6 games, they had that brutal start, as you had mentioned. And, I think they bounce back here. Tampa Bay, they've been really good. They've been lights out at home. But on the road, they're only 2-2 on the road. These teams played twice last year. In Tampa Bay won 6-3. In Colorado wins 4-1. Yeah, I like Colorado mainly because of the price. I think the price is way too low. I thought it should be at least 130, maybe 135, I would say. So, give me Colorado here. As for the total, it is set at 6.5, and we do believe that's the right number. Colorado has this season, all 6 games, have had 6 straight home overs. So that's something to think about. Sometimes what do they say, right? If it's not broke. Tampa Bay, they have gone 3-1 to the over in their 4 games that they've played on the road this season. That gives you something to think about. However, when these guys get together, it's been 2 overs and 5 unders. So, I can see this game total-wise going both ways. When that happens, for me, it's always a pass. Give me Colorado here at a very small price, in my opinion.
All right, Carm, what are you thinking here?
I like it, Buster. Yeah, it's Andrew. I always looking at any line movements while you guys are talking, looking at any confirmations in goal, and I see Capo Kakinen is confirmed to start tonight. So they picked him up for waivers on October the 11th. He makes his first start. 28-year-old, and he did his conditioning stint. It says in Colorado's AHL. He went 0-2 with a 257 goals against average, 919 save percentage. So he's in goal tonight. The thing is, I think the line is where it's at because we've yet to see the best of Colorado, and now they have an injury to one of their centermen, I believe. Isn't it Colton that's out for an extended period, I believe, for them? I think the price is right in this one because Tampa starts a 4-game road trip. You always want to get off to a good start on this road trip, and it's not the easiest road trip for them either. They started here. They play in Minnesota in a couple days. Then they go to Winnipeg and finish it off in St. Louis before heading home to face the Flyers. So it is not as if they're playing Anaheim. It's not as if they're playing the San Jose Sharks. 4 very good teams for them. You want to get off to a good start. And goaltending's been an issue with this team this year. Georgiev hasn't been as good as he's supposed to be. And looked pretty good, and I thought he should get more time in goal when Georgiev was struggling. He got some spot starts. Now they're going to – it's a rotating goalie thing, and that's never good at the beginning of the year. I think Gerard Bender is looking for one of their goalies to come out and try and take that number 1 title as far as goalies go. I think it eventually is going to go back to Georgiev when he irons out whatever the issues were with him. I'm taking Tampa Bay because you look at this and it's going to come down to, if it comes down to special teams, as good as Colorado is with their stars, I will take the Tampa Bay power play each and every time. That power play, Andrew, clicks at a good percentage. And just looking at the stats on the power plays this year for Tampa, power play percentage, Tampa Bay's right. I think they're right up there. This is not showing me. Winnipeg, 44%. Geez, where did that come from? I'm not seeing Tampa Bay or Colorado on there. Anyways, Andrew, I like Tampa in this spot. Vasilevsky, the goaltending advantage lies with Tampa Bay on this one. And as you mentioned, coming off that emotional game against the Nashville Predators and Steven Stamkos, which a great tribute to them in that one as well too. I think Tampa gets off to a good start here, gets this win, minus 110. The opener in this game was minus 135 for Colorado. So that should tell you everything about where the money's been going thus far. Is the value gone in Tampa Bay? Likely. You could have got them at plus 110, plus 115, but you're stuck at minus 110 if you want, unless you want to wait it out. So give me Tampa minus 110 in this one. Thoughts,
guys?
Andrew?
I'm curious here. Like I, a little bit of different pages here, and I understand that's how the show is going to go. But like, what do you guys think? I'll start with you, Buster. Like, what do you guys think the price is in this game if the Avalanche are healthy? Like, no Landeskog, Nichushkin, Lehkonen, Drouin, Colton, or Miles Wood. This team is getting this price when they're missing half their top six and a few bottom six pieces. What is this price? Minus 150? If they're, I mean, I don't understand. Like everyone keeps calling it a discount, but I don't get, they're missing like all their, like so many players. You know what I mean? Like, what is this price if those guys are in the lineup? Like minus 135 for Colorado, do you think, Buster? Like, I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but this team's obviously missing a lot of key pieces, right? Muted, I think.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Carmine. These guys, they've been missing these guys all year, right? A lot of those guys. I know Colton's new, but again, Colorado is a very deep club, and when they're at home, and people keep forgetting, I never do, that altitude in Colorado is something to deal with sometimes, right? So to me, they should always be a big favorite with either a larger favorite. And I know Tampa Bay's been playing well, but I never had them as a really top level team this year. Now with the goaltending, that I understand why maybe it's come down, but should it come down that much with the goaltending? Because you know how that works. A team like Colorado now, they're going to play a lot better on the defensive end, knowing because they got somebody else in net that's normally not in goal for them. So when I hear that, and then I hear Carmine tell me all the money's coming in on Tampa Bay, I like Colorado that much more.
Okay,
I like it.
That's perfectly fine, and you can look at it that way. Andrew, I tend to look at it a different way. If they're not at full strength, it makes it so much tougher on the team. It's similar to, and some good news just coming out of Edmonton right now is Elliot Freeman is reporting that Connor McDavid's injury isn't the worst case scenario, but he will be out for a couple of weeks. So with that in mind, would you want to bet the Edmonton Oilers when they're missing Connor McDavid? It's a consideration. When you're missing players, it hurts the team. It unbalances the lines, and you have new combinations, and that's the thing with Colorado. They're a skilled team, but until they correct the issues with their goaltending, that is still going to be a problem. It's kind of like what in our live chat, TJ Salvador referred to. Let's not forget the New Jersey Devils last season. They had injuries. They had a bad season, missed the playoffs for the 10th time in 12 years, I believe. But their goaltending was a merry-go-round of goaltending, and it cost them in the end spots. You need a goalie that some nights when the team in front of you is not at their best to stand on their heads. And that's Vasilevsky. He can win you games when the team in front of him is not playing well. So, with that said, I'm doubling down, Andrew, on my prediction on Tampa Bay tonight. So it is not a client play yet, but it could be. I'm going low volume this week. So we will see how that works out. With that said, Andrew, we have a third game coming up. But before that, we need to hear from you and some prop winners.
Let's do it. The prop playbook has been going very well, and I'm happy we decided to do this segment. Shout out to Carm for convincing me to do it. 2-0 yesterday, guys. 2-0. And one of the props I gave out yesterday, I think our pal Buster likes it as well. We might hear from that one later on in the show. But 2-0 yesterday, so we're going to have two plays today here in the prop market. We're going to start with another Columbus Blue Jacket player. We're going to go over 2.5 shots on goal for Sean Monahan. Monahan's been having a real good season for this Columbus team, and Columbus in itself have been probably overachieving and scoring more goals and creating more chances than people might think. But right now, you got to ride the hot hand. And the best part about a bad team is you know who the good players are. They're easy to stick out. They're easy to find. Look at the Canadians that I cheer for. They have one line of players that are really good. That's it. Well, right now in Columbus, Sean Monahan's number is 2.5 at -115. He's gone over it in 4 straight games. I'm hoping he goes over that in 5 straight games. We'll take Monahan over tonight. And I want to shout out someone that commented, well, actually, I can't really shout them out because I don't remember their name, but someone that commented on PuckTime said, you guys aren't talking about Neil Pionk enough. Yes, Neil Pionk from the Winnipeg Jets, and he's having himself a hell of a season, and the price for him just to get a point is rock solid at +107, +110, depending on where you shop around. He's gone over this number in 4 straight away games, 4 of his last 5 games overall. And if you look to get an assist from him, +135. Neil Pionk is a big reason for the success of the Winnipeg Jets. They're also a team right now that's getting secondary scoring, third line scoring, hey, even some fourth line scoring every now and then. And that's why they've had the success they've had. Only 1 loss on the season. Neil Pionk from the Winnipeg Jets to record a point, +107. If you've never bet a prop on this guy, it's not too late to start tonight. Let's go 2-0 tonight, guys, and have a great, great start to this week here with the prop playbook. Back to you, Carm.
I like it, Andrew. And yeah, we're, guys, 30 plus teams in the league. We're going to miss some players every once in a while. We sort of narrowed down to 3 games that we're going to discuss and toss out some best bets. And I know Prez was on the show yesterday, so Washington in our chat is like, why the hate on the Capitals? There's no hate here. I don't think I hate. I don't think I possess the ability, Andrew, to hate a team, even the Leafs or any players in the league. But it is amazing. Diehard fans are that way. I think Prez is the way it is because Prez wants Wayne Gretzky's record to stand, the goal scoring record, and Ovechkin, if he has a really good season or a good enough season that he comes back and plays another season, could surpass Gretzky. And it's a Canadian thing. You want the Canadian guy. I get where Prez is coming from, but the hate sometimes. I was at a Sabres game real quickly. I was at a Sabres game. I had a box for the Sabres and Leafs, and Darcy Tucker was in the box next to us. And I'd met him quite a few times. So he came over to the box, say hello. And I posted a picture of me and Darcy Tucker and on Facebook or something. And it was unbelievable. New York Islander fans, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I'm like, there must be some history here. I'm not sure why Islander fans hate Darcy Tucker. Maybe threw a couple of hits at their players, but it is what it is. It's easier to be kind than hateful, Andrew. With that said, it's going to be kind tonight. If there was ever a parents' trip, and we talked about this last year, so quickly, yesterday was the mom's trip for the Philadelphia Flyers in Boston, and they won that game. And I believe the Flyers were about +160, 170. I'm not saying it's a betting angle, but we've seen teams when it's their mom or dad's trip, and this year it's the moms. The last year was the dads. They seem to play much better in front of their moms on the road. The Flyers did it yesterday. But the Hughes, Jack, Quinn, and who's the other one, Andrew? Luke? All 3 of them on the ice tonight as New Jersey and Vancouver square off in Vancouver. -125 on Vancouver, +105 on the Devils. Total 6.5. Buster, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, Vancouver lost in overtime to Carolina. And that snapped their 4-game win streak. Tonight, though, they face a New Jersey club that's kind of owned them. New Jersey's won 8 of the last 10 between the clubs. If you go farther, they've won 15 of the last 17 games when these 2 hit the ice. So, that's more than a trend, if you ask me. You ask me, New Jersey's right in the heads of the Canucks. Although, here's a problem playing the Devils. Jeez, they just look terrible. And they've lost 5 of their last 7 games. really don't look good at all. They've allowed 5 goals a game over the last 5 games. They've averaged that. That's just not for good hockey. Again, I can't take Vancouver. The price at 130 was around a pick last night, around 2 in the morning when I do my work. But, I can't take Vancouver, that's for sure. But don't trust this New Jersey Devil team, that's for sure. Not the way they're playing. However, I do like the over this 6.5. I know it's 6.5. It might be 7 come game time. Just what I said earlier about New Jersey allowing 5 goals a game in the last 5 games. When these two teams get together, 6 straight overs the total so far, over that 6.5. And we know Vancouver does tend to trend under, but they have gone over in their last 3 games. I believe tonight makes it their last 4 games. We will take the over, and we want no part of the side in this one.
All right. Buster, I can see where you're coming from there. I want to focus on the side in this one. I'm getting plus money with the Devils, and I get it. Vancouver's a very good team. Vancouver's starting to put the wins together. But this is, I'm sticking to the fact that I said the New Jersey Devils would have a very good season. And they snapped that losing streak of 4 games. Not a big losing streak, but a 4-game losing streak. They beat the Ducks, something that they're supposed to do. But the Ducks have been playing some teams extremely tough of late or all season long. They beat them 6-2 handily. They head on the road, first game on the road, and it's sort of that same thought process is that when you head on a road trip, you always want to start it off well, get that initial win. What better way to do it with the 3 bros on the ice tonight? Give me the Devils. Markstrom should be starting for them. He's very familiar with the Vancouver Canucks, having played for the Calgary Flames, but and having played for them. So give me the Devils in this one. I'm getting plus money on it. I don't think it's going to get any better than plus 105, possibly a plus 110 out there, but I'll take the plus money in a game that I think, Andrew, is a coin flip at best. You give me a coin flip and you give me plus 110, I'm going to take the coin flip each and every time at plus 110.
You know, what makes me laugh about Sheldon Keefe is that he came out and said it's pretty obvious that our goaltending has to be better. And the funny thing is for me, when Sheldon Keefe went from coaching the Maple Leafs to coaching the New Jersey Devils, he pretty much went from coaching the same team to the same team. Less star power, less egos, a little more depth maybe, a little more speed. But at the end of the day, they're the same type of teams. And it's hilarious because every Leaf fan I know, whenever they lose a game that's a big game, who do they blame? The goalie. It's never the players. It's always the goalies. You know, and when I take a look at some of these advanced analytical numbers, the Devils rank number 6 in expected goals against on the season. The teams that are actually ahead of them, the Ducks, Golden Knights, which is actually shocking because they're playing winning hockey right now, the Sharks, Montreal Canadiens, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, albeit they're rested, albeit they haven't played since Sunday, the Vancouver Canucks, to me, are a team that, even in a game like the last game that they played, where they didn't finish any of their chances, they didn't play any of their best hockey, they had to score a late goal to force overtime, only to lose 30 seconds into overtime. They're a team that's not even playing their best hockey up to their standards, and they're still getting by. They're still winning some games. They're still getting a point. You know, I know some people don't like the whole overtime point thing, but Vancouver is lucky to get a point out of the last game that they played. I mean, they didn't even deserve a point in my eyes, and I had their team total over. You know, they had a goal called off and things, but at the end of the day, I think that they will be motivated, and I understand New Jersey's rested. You know, they haven't been playing their best, but I just don't like when teams blame their goalies and say the goalie's got to be better. They got to be better defensively in front of Markstrom and in front of that team. So I wouldn't talk anybody off the over in this game, but I'm going to go ahead with the home team here. The Canucks play well at home, especially early on. maybe I'll look towards the Canucks first period money line. That way I don't even have to worry about playing the full game. But small lean for me on the home team here. I'm not buying what the Devils are selling to me quite yet. They are a good team, but I think this is a good spot for the Canucks to keep things going. So kind of a funny show here, guys. We've all picked our different spots to be on different pages and go back and forth a little bit, but that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, and it's probably a good time for me to tell all of you to help us out with the algorithm and comment below what you guys like the most tonight. We're curious what you guys are betting on. Comment below on YouTube. Try and leave us 5 stars if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel here on WagerTalk TV. Why? Well, we appreciate it. It helps all of us out. And it certainly makes the 3 of us look good if we get more comments, more likes, and more subscribers for the YouTube channel. So let's go around the horn, see what everybody has going on at WagerTalk, and
Andrew,
we'll go from there, Buster.
Andrew,
both you guys want to talk.
challenge. Hold on.
Oh,
we're going to do the ladder challenge, Andrew.
Buster wanted to
Andrew,
talk.
can I just mention one quick thing?
I'm so confused. Oh my God, who wants to talk?
I know
it's crazy.
Andrew has to do. Carmine has to do his ladder challenge, but I just wanted to mention a quick thing. When I was listening to Carmine do his breakdown about the Devils game, he kept saying, instead of New Jersey, he kept saying the Devils. And all I could think of is that David Putty scene where he's all face painted with the devil on going, the Devils, you know. So anyways, I just wanted to comment on that. It reminded me of that when Carmine was saying that.
I love impersonations. Over to you, Carm. Sorry, I thought we were going somewhere else there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Buster, in the words of Jerry Seinfeld, if everything you do is wrong, then the opposite must be right. With that said, Andrew, we're going to get into the ladder challenge. We almost got there, and then the Edmonton Oilers decided to lay a big fat Austin Matthews on us and lose that game. But with that said, we're going to come back. We're going to start it all over again. And yeah, I had difficulty writing down this first team after they blew that game against the San Jose Sharks. But I'm taking the Utah Hockey Club minus 125. It's 125 to win 80. So if this first step wins, we'll be at 180, which was the same step we took last time when we took Nashville against the Boston Bruins. So we'll try and do the same thing, get it up to 180. From there, we'll hit 3-6 and then hit the 1K and cash out. So the first step is going to be Utah. They blew that game. It was more about them losing the game than San Jose winning the game. But at the end of the day, the result is the same. They lost that game 5-4, and they allowed 46 shots on goal in that game. They were outshot 46-23 by the Sharks in that game. They're starting to turn the corner. I know I keep saying this, but this is a team that looked really good at the beginning of the year. And then had that short spurt where they didn't look good. The last couple of games, despite being losses, they've looked much better. They're going to get the win tonight against the Calgary Flames. Give me Utah minus 125 as your ladder challenge play step number 1. Now, with that said, we will go back to David Putty, aka Don Buster. Guys, hit that like button. For every 300 likes we get, the Mexican government extends his visa by 30 days. So let's keep him in Mexico. Let's get it up to like 3,000. Buster, tell us what you have up at WagerTalk and give us a free play on the show.
Gracias, Carmine. We have that great deal going on for all of us, anybody that does the NHL. You get 1 month of the NHL for only $149. That includes all our plays, prop plays, and even 5% plays. And you can use that tonight for myself because we do have a 5% play up in the NHL already loaded for tonight. It's not any of the games that we discussed, so you don't have to worry about that. So head on over to WagerTalk and check that out and get that great special that we have going for the NHL. Our free play for the show is going to be a prop play. And Andrew did mention it. I didn't know that he had this guy yesterday, but I'm going to take Anders Lee over 2.5 shots on goal minus 140. Now, I'm a little surprised that he's still at that price because usually once these guys get on these big streaks, of course, the market goes up. They usually go up 170, 180. You see some guys on these streaks are 200 in that. So you're still getting a decent price, even though it is a bit juicy at 140. Anders has gone now 9 straight games over this total, and he's also gone over the total twice in his last 2 games against Columbus. So we like that. Islanders lose last night, like that. So that means they're going to be a little bit more offensive tonight. They only scored 1 goal last night. And in this league, all he does is shoot at the net. So we're going to take Anders Lee over 2.5 shots on goal for our free play of the show. I just want to thank Brother Carmine, Brother Andrew for having me on the show today. Much appreciated. Everyone in the chat, everyone that's going to watch this show later, best of luck with all your plays tonight. And as always, have a great day.
Best of luck to you, Buster. Andrew, I'll give my free play because I just talked about it in the ladder challenge. But one play up in the NHL tonight, a 4% play. Yesterday's 4% play, which was part of the WagerTalk $5 customer appreciation, thankfully was an easy, no sweat winner with the Ottawa Senators winning. I think it was 8-1 was the final score. I think I messaged Andrew and said, I'm quitting gambling altogether if they blow this 6-0 lead at the end of 2 periods. But I'm taking Utah on this spot, minus 125. Let's see if they can turn it around here against the Calgary Flames team that looks to be showing some regression as well, too. I like the spot for Utah. Minus 125 is a fair price on this one, and that's what I'm going to take on that. I also have a college football play up, game of the week play on Saturday. Last week's college football play, only one play, 4% play, covered by more than 27 points. California 44-7. Number 2 at WagerTalk amongst all handicappers in college football. So grab that play. It's up now at the screen at WagerTalk. And of course, don't forget, 30 days of NHL for $149 is a great all-access NHL deal that you can get. Andrew, I'm going to toss it to you for your show best bet, and you can take us home.
Great stuff. Always great chatting hockey with you guys. For me, I'm going to close things out with my best bet before I jump into it, guys. Just one play that caught my eye so far in the NHL today up at WagerTalk.com. But as Buster mentioned, that special is so great. The 149 special. Yeah, you're going to have to go through the ebbs and flows. It happens to all of us. We deal with it. We go through some losses every couple of days. We go through some wins. When you get that 30 days, I think the 30 days is a good enough mark to get to know the person that you're riding with, get to know the person that you're betting alongside. And I think that 30-day mark is a way to get to know the style of the handicapper of your choice. So $149, guys, for a month right now of my NHL. You can join me over at wt.buzz/AM. Yesterday, we cashed the over 1.5 in the first period. Kraken Habs, 5 goals. I can't promise tonight will be that easy because unders are always very sweaty. We're going to go with the New York Islanders and Columbus Blue Jackets under 6.5. Columbus has been clearly overachieving offensively right now. I'm shocked at some of the games they've been scoring some goals. But what better team to humble them than the New York Islanders that make you want to take a nap when you watch them play hockey? The most boring team in the East that sit back, play defensively, clog up that middle of the ice. This is going to be a boring game, guys. You don't have to watch it to cash a ticket. We're going to go under 6.5 Islanders and Blue Jackets, and that will do it for Puck Time here for Wednesday, October 30th. Thank you so much for watching. The 3 of us appreciate it. Everybody at WagerTalk appreciates it. Best of luck, guys. We'll see you next time right here on Puck Time.